Hello everyone and welcome to today's matchup of this recording of Game 2 of a doubleheader between the PFA Braves and the Golden Coast Collegiate League Buccaneers. On the mound today for the Bucks will be Nomar Vasquez, and the first pitch he delivers is a ball at 2:54 Pacific. First pitch, 2:54. And let me introduce myself. I am David D'Amico. I will be doing the announcing for today's game on this recording, as there is a leadoff single from Nick Atkins. Left fielder Alec Castillo. And you will be hearing me going back and forth between calling and PA announcing as I am doing double duties. My partner Adam is busy with his job with the Indoor Football League, so it's just going to be me flying solo today doing double duties, but we do the best we can as Alec Castillo now steps up to the plate and he sees strike one. So make the count 0-1. And so this is game 2 of a doubleheader. That game was not recorded as neither Adam or I was available to make it to that game. But the Bucks did end up winning that game by a score of 7-2 over this GCCL Braves teams. That would include, and then they beat the Braves yesterday here at LA Valley College by a score of 9-2. So Buccaneers looking to get the clean sweep here as Nomar Vasquez, who usually doesn't play pitcher, is on the mound, and runner goes, and Atkins has himself a stolen base. Pitch was a little bit in the dirt, not a whole lot that catcher Zamino could do about that, as Atkins was often moving and was already at second by the time the ball bounced into Zamino's chest protector. So Vasquez will now reset the left-hander as they call timeout. Vasquez played right field in yesterday's game between this PFA Braves team. As playing right field, he managed to get 3 walks and a single, so had a very solid day. Reached base all 4 times, 1 for 1 officially, and he did come around to score in the first inning of that game. He is doing the pitching today as he delivers ball 2 to Alec Castillo. That'll make the count 2-2. Nobody out. Runner is at second base. So George Zamino and Nomar Vasquez is your battery mate. And that pitch is outside, so good bit of eyesight right there at the plate from Alec Castillo. And he's able to work the count full. Alec Castillo played right field yesterday. He's playing left field today. Vasquez sets, and the payoff pitch is lined down the left field line, but out of play. So the count will remain full. Atkins will remain at second base, and Cameron Kim, the extra hitter, is on deck. Vasquez sets, goes through the signs with Zamino, takes a few looks back at second base, and the payoff pitch is fouled off once again. So we will have another payoff pitch coming up right after this. So Nomar Vasquez, again, you know, since Adam and I have been mostly covering the Pro-Am Buccaneers, don't know a whole lot about the GCCL Bucks, but we're doing our best we can to learn more about these guys, as, you know, it's a good opportunity to cover more baseball. Vasquez takes a few looks back at second, and the payoff pitch, he held up, and that's going to be a walk, and now Cameron Kim will step up to the plate. closer hitter, Cameron Kim. As you just heard me announce that Cameron Kim is up to bat, and there are 2 runners on, nobody out. As the Braves looking to get off to a hot start, it has been a strugglesome season for them, to say the least, as they've only won 3 games in league play, and that includes 2 back-to-back losses to this Buccaneers team, 1 yesterday, 1 earlier today. And just a reminder, this game will be only 7 innings long, as is the format for a doubleheader. You play 7 innings, especially on a day like today where it is really hot, and I would imagine it would not be very pleasant to play 2 back-to-back 9-inning games.
I will melt right here.
Yeah, as my scorekeeper Enrique saying that he would melt if we had back-to-back 9-inning games. So games are a bit shorter, only 7 innings long. And here's the pitch. That will be flied into foul territory. Zamino takes a look back at it, but it goes over the netting and out of play. And that will now make the count 1-1, I believe. The count is 1-1. Getting confirmation from the home plate umpire. And Zamino will go over the signs with Vasquez as he looks to get his first out of this first inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to plunk Kim off the back, and he'll be aboard with a hit by pitch. Center fielder, R.J. Jenkins. So that'll load up the bases with nobody out. First, Atkins got a hit, Castillo took a walk, and Cameron Kim took one for the team by getting plunked on the back. There is 1 hit so far in this game, as that was Atkins who got a single. We're going to have a mound visit here, as Vasquez already quickly loading up the bases. This is a situation you do not want to find yourself in. But if you are the Braves, this is a situation you would absolutely love to be in. As, you know, you're a struggling team, just trying to find something that will work best for you as this season progresses, as we get closer and closer to the Summerwood Bat League playoffs. Not sure how the Buccaneers of the Pro-Am League will be affected, as a lot of their players will be off to Alaska tomorrow. Jenkins flies this one into shallow center field. Correction, that's not even going to leave the outfield, and that's already going to be a quick out, as underneath that was Daniel Munoz to make the play. First baseman, Mike Harrison. So 1 out away, and now that'll bring up Mike Harrison up to bat. We did not see Harrison yesterday, so I can't give you any stats on him. And he fouls back the first pitch he sees for strike number 1. So 1 out, bases remain loaded. And Mike Harrison is quickly behind the count 0-1. Vasquez sets, and the pitch, that'll be right down easy street for strike number 2, as he got Harrison to admire that breaking ball, as he had to watch that ball because it was such a clean pitch. And the 0-2 pitch is a little bit high, and that will make the count 1-2. 1-2 is your count, as Vasquez trying to get out of a bases-loaded jam. And that was the key story for this Braves team in yesterday's matchup, as they had plenty of runners on base, managed to get runners at third base numerous times of the game yesterday, but they just couldn't bring them home. As back in yesterday's game, they had a total of 5 runners get stranded at third base. And that kind of epitomized how it all went for that's how it epitomized how it's going for the Braves this season. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that is a little bit inside. Make it ball 3, so a bases loaded payoff pitch coming up right after this. As good job from Mike Harrison to work his way back into the count, as he was down 0-2, and then he was able to work the count full. Vasquez takes a look at the runners and the payoff pitch. That's going to plunk Harrison on the hip, and he's got himself an RBI hit by pitch. Would have been ball 4, but that's going to be a run for the Braves. Designated hitter, Kai Harrison. So from Mike Harrison, we go to Kai Harrison. I am only going to assume that they are brothers, just going to speculate that they're brothers. But, you know, like with Connor and Colin Bell of the Pro-Am Bucks, they could just happen to have the same last name. So Harrison reaches first on an RBI hit by pitch, and it is quickly 1-0 in favor of the Braves, as it was 1-0 Braves at the end of the top of the first inning yesterday. So Braves once again getting the first run of the game, seeing if they can maybe change their fortunes a little bit. As we have Castillo at third, Kim at second, and Harrison at first. And now Kai Harrison is quickly behind in the count, 0-2. But Mike was behind 0-2 and then was able to get an RBI off of a hit by pitch. That would have been an RBI, would have been a ball 4 anyways. But he'll get credit as to taking one for the team. And that pitch is low and away for ball 1. Good block right there by Zamino, as you do not want to let anything get by you if you're a catcher with the bases loaded, especially with a runner at third base. Trying very hard not to give up any more runs than the 1 run that was given up, as Vasquez would like to potentially get a grounder to Daniel Munoz to possibly go 6-4-3 to end the inning. So Kai Harrison fouls that one back. Count remains 1-2 with 1 out. On deck is Nigel Buckley, who is being the odd man out today, as he's wearing a black jersey, and that's going to plunk Kai Harrison off of his top shoulder. Coming home to score is Alec Castillo. It is now a 2-0 Braves lead. Catcher, Nigel Buckley. So both Mike and Kai Harrison get RBIs, courtesy of taking one for the team. The Braves still only have just the lone hit, as it is now a 2-0 ball game. So the Braves have doubled up their runs to hit ratios, as we're going to have another mound visit, as struggling with his command is Nomar Vasquez, as he's walked a batter and he's hit 3 batters. And that's going to be enough of Nomar Vasquez after that, and we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound. It's a left-hander. As soon as I see his number, I'll get the information to you as we will step aside while he warms up. And we are back as we have a new pitcher on the mound. That is Dion Sylvester, as after having 3 hit batters, Coach Marvin Flores said I had seen enough, and we will now put Dion Sylvester on the mound, as going after the first pitch he sees was Nigel Buckley, and that's going to get over the head of center fielder Sean Elsey, and this is going to clear the bases, as going for 3 is Buckley, and that will now make it a 5-0 lead on an RBI triple for Nigel Buckley. Right fielder, Grant Durari. So a bases clearing RBI triple makes it a 5-0 lead. All 3 of those runs will be charged to Nomar Vasquez. And the first pitch to Grant Durari, that's as best as I'm going to pronounce that name, will be up to bat, as there's still only 1 out and a runner at third, and it's already 5-0 in favor of the Braves. So the Braves have 5 runs on 2 hits, and the Bucks haven't even had a chance to bat, as there's a drive deep to right field, and catching that will be right fielder Maximo Garcia, but it will drive home a run as Buckley comes home to score. Second baseman, Rainier Garragon. So the bases are cleared. It is a 6-0 Braves lead, and now Rainier Garragon will step up to the plate, as there are now 2 outs, and he'll foul one off for strike number 1.
It's Rainier Gahagan.
Thank you, as I'm getting word it's pronounced Rainier Gahagan, so I'll try to remember that as the broadcast goes on. He takes ball, Gahagan takes ball 1. And so the count is, now he fouls one off, so that'll make the count 1-2. Rainier Gahagan at the plate is behind in the count 1-2. As we have Ryan Hann on the on-deck circle, who is the 10th hitter in this lineup. So the Bucks, the Braves, with the possibility of batting around in this first inning, and the Bucks haven't even had a chance to hit yet. As it is now quickly going to make that a full count as that goes into the dirt. 6-0. Braves lead it on 2 hits, and the payoff pitch is flied into foul territory. There to make the play on it is Jarrett Segura, and that will end the inning, but not before the PFA Braves put up a 6 spot in the first inning. And that will take us to the bottom half of the first inning, where Gabriel Gonzalez, Nomar Vasquez, and Sean Elsey will be up to bat to see if they can get some of those 6 runs back. Keep it with us. You are watching this recording of the Buccaneers of the Golden Coast League on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And we are now in the bottom of the first inning after the PFA Braves put up a solid 6 spot. And James Hiller will be grateful for that, as he was able to step onto the mound with a comfortable 6-run lead, as he will be facing Gabriel Gonzalez, and he gets them to fly this one up, and it's going to stay into the infield. And there to make the play on it is first baseman Mike Harrison. There's Nomar Vasquez up because he was slotted to designated hitter Nomar Vasquez.
He'll be charged for 6 runs?
Yes. Or he's in charge of, I think, 5 of them. Yeah, he's in charge of 5 of the runs. And now that'll bring up Nomar Vasquez, who started out as the pitcher today, but after hitting 3 batters and walking a few and being charged with 5 runs, he now switches to DH, and he swings and misses at the breaking ball, courtesy of James Hiller.
Is that a ball?
Strike. So make the count 1-0-1, as there is 1 out. And the pitch, that doesn't even get caught by Nigel Buckley, but lucky for Buckley, that ball, there is nobody on base, and so he doesn't have to worry about a pass ball situation, as that'll now put 1s across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be flied into foul territory. Buckley gives chase, but that's going to make it out of play, and that will now make the count 1-2, as Hiller is looking to have a solid, quick inning to take full advantage of the 6-run lead he has been gifted with. And that's going to be right down the middle and freeze him like a statue for out number 2. Center fielder, Sean Elsey. And now Sean Elsley will step up to the plate. And the first pitch he sees is high and away for ball number 1. Hiller sets. And here's the pitch. And that is grounded to second base, where it can be picked up by Galligan. And that will be out number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Go the Bucks. And the Braves will be up to bat, still retaining their 6-run lead. Keep it right here. You are watching this recording of the Buccaneer baseball of the Golden Coast League. And we will be right back, right on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. Welcome back, everybody. We are now at the 2nd inning, as leading things off will be the 10-hole hitter, Ryan Hann, the only batter that did not get an at-bat in that marathon 6-run first inning. As back on the mound is Dion Sylvester, who gets credit with 1 run as he allowed the Nigel Buckley triple that allowed 3 runs to score. And then Buckley came around to score, and that run will be charged to Sylvester. And he quickly falls behind in the count 3-0 to Han. So the Braves trying to do the best they can to come home with this victory and not having to hit the ball that much, as they have 6 runs to just 2 hits. And he has the green light to go on 3-0, and going back for that is Elsey, and that's going to get over his head. He's not going to stop at second, and motoring his way into third, diving head first. He has himself a leadoff triple.
What a stupid thing you do, little crackhead. Shit.
Third baseman, Nick Atkins. And now we're back to the top of the order in Nick Atkins. Nick Atkins will step up to the plate. He had a single back in the first inning and came around to score. And he quickly is ahead in the count 1-0. But he'll hack at that high fastball and now make the count even at 1-1. Sylvester sets. And the left-hander delivers, and he gets Atkins to chase after that one. That's going to go into foul territory and land right in front of right fielder Maximo Garcia. I know you can't see that on your screen, so you'll just have to take my word for it. That was a good hustle by Garcia, but the ball lands a bit in front of him, and the count is 1-2.
So technically the PFA lose their series today.
And the 1-2 pitch, that's going to bounce into the chest protector of Zomino, and that will even it up at 2-2.
Basically, the Buck sweeps the PFA.
And the left-hander sets. Here's the 2-2. That'll be way outside, and that'll make the count full now. One thing that this Braves team is doing a good job at is laying off those balls that are outside the strike zone and taking them. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's going to be down for a base hit in left center field. Cruising his way home is Ryan Hand. Off to second goes Atkins, and he's not going to stop at 2. And back-to-back triples for the PFA Braves. It is now a 7-0 lead.
Oh, this game should be over.
Left fielder, Alec Castillo. So back-to-back triples as Atkins will take Ryan Hand's spot at third base. It is now a 7-0 lead in favor of the Braves as they are just going to town on Dion Sylvester. Alec Costello is now up to bat. He takes strike 1. And the pitch will be right down there for strike 2. So 2-0 the count. Sylvester really trying to get out of this inning and not have it be a repeat of inning number 1. As the Braves have already up 7-0, that pitch will go outside for ball 1. So even though you can't see it on your screen right now, Nick Atkins is at third base as it is marked on our scoreboard. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll be the first strikeout of the game for Sylvester. Extra hitter, Cameron Kim. And now Cameron Kim will step up to the plate following the strikeout with 1 away. And Atkins still at third. He goes after the first pitch he sees, and that will be strike 1 as it's fouled away. So 7 runs on 4 hits do the Braves have. As the Bucks have no hits, as they had a 3-up, 3-down inning. And that pitch looked a little inside to me, but he's going to say that was a strike. And that will make Kim fall behind 0-2. The left-hander sets in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he did go around to score. He did go around. Ball gets away from the catcher Zamino, and that's going to be a strikeout for Kim, but he's going to get first base. And coming home to score is Nick Atkins. It is an 8-0 lead now for the Braves. Center fielder, R.J. Jenkins. And now that'll bring up R.J. Jenkins, as it is now an 8-0 lead for the Braves. And what should have been out number 3, because the ball got away from Zamino, Cameron Kim gets to get aboard, courtesy of the passed ball. And that'll be in there for strike number 2, as once again ahead in the count is Sylvester, and the count is 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is a little bit outside for ball 1. So Cameron Kim, despite striking out, is at first base because the ball just got too far away from Zamino, and he was able to take first base, and Atkinson was able to come home and score. There's a foul ball, so the count will remain 1-2. As there is only 1 out because he made it safely to first. There's only 1 out because Kim was able to make it safely to first on the pass ball. So he'll get a strikeout credited to him, but it's not an out because the ball got away and he made it to first base. Count remains 1-2 as Jenkins fouls off yet another pitch. With 1 out, yep. Kim is at first base. And he thinks about going to second. There's a pitch flied into foul territory. And that's going to land behind the Buccaneer dugout. Somebody's going to have to go get that. And the count will remain 1-2 as Jenkins is really making Sylvester work to get that 3rd strike. So that is now the 3rd pitch in a row he's fouled away. And the 1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be out number 2, and Mike Harrison steps up. First baseman, Mike Harrison. So, that could have been out number 3, but it is out number 2 nevertheless, as this time the ball will stay in Zamino's glove, and the strikeout will be out number 2. And now that'll bring up Mike Harrison, who has an RBI hit by pitch. He swings and misses at the fastball he sees, and that will quickly make the count 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch is bounced into the chest protector of Zamino, and off to second goes Kim. And the ball gets away, and off to third goes Kim on the throwing error. So that's going to be the first error of the game for the Bucks, as off to third will go Kim. So runner now at third, 1-1 the count. Now make the count 2-1. As Kai Harrison is on deck. And there's a swing and a miss, and that'll make deuces wild. or as I like to say, twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, so that will end the inning. So there was a total, if you can believe that, Sylvester had 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. Now, how could that be possible? Well, when the ball gets away from a catcher, the runner is eligible to try to run for first, and if he can beat out the throw, he will get first base. So, Sylvester able to strike out the side after giving up back-to-back triples. As he struck out Castillo, he struck out Kim, but the wild pitch allowed Kim to go to first, then struck out Jenkins and struck out Harrison, and that will end the top of the 2nd inning, as we will have Jarrett Segura, Sean Parkinson, and Jordan Applebum up to bat for the Braves when we come back. Keep up, correction, they will be batting for the Bucks. And keep it right here. You are watching Ventura County Buccaneer of the Golden Coast League Baseball here on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. Welcome everybody to the bottom of the 2nd inning here at LA Valley College. Jarrett Segura steps up to the plate. And as back on the mound is James Hiller. He throws one inside for ball 1 as the Bucks now find themselves down 8-0, and there's a ball into foul territory. Unable to battle the sun on that was first baseman Mike Harrison, so that's just going to be a strike, as it is a very hot and sunny day here in SoCal. And Mike Harrison, so the count will be 1-1 to Jarrett Segura as he stays alive. And the 1-1 pitch. And there's a nice little breaking ball that finds the strike zone for strike number 2. So good of a pitch that Segura had to stand there and admire it. And Hiller sets the 1-2 pitch. Is swung on and missed for strikeout number 2 of Hiller's afternoon. And Sean Parkinson will now step up to bat. Extra hitter, Sean Parkinson. So 1 away, and Sean Parkinson will step up to the plate. And he'll take ball 1. So that's the 2nd strikeout of the afternoon recorded by Hiller. He has now retired the first 4 batters he has seen, and he's looking to keep that string alive. And that will end right there, as Parkinson will have himself a nice base hit and a 1-out single. First baseman, Jordan Applebum. So that'll end the perfect game bid for Hiller, as Parkinson is aboard with a single, and he'll do a pickoff attempt to make sure Parkinson doesn't even think about trying to go to second base. Jordan Applebaum, who we did not see yesterday, may have played game 1, but I was not here for game 1. And he'll take ball 1.
Did it play for game 1?
So Applebaum did play game 1, playing in game 2. Is ahead in the count 1-0, and here's Hiller's pitch, which will be outside for ball number 2. On deck is Daniel Munoz. And then we have George Zamino after that. And there's a high pitch, but they're trying to pick off Parkinson at first to no avail. Good attempt effort right there by Nigel Buckley, who I have to say, he's wearing a black jersey as opposed to the rest of the team, which is wearing white jerseys. So it's kind of reminding me like the libero in volleyball who wears the different colored jersey and stands out from the rest of the team, as that's going to be a 4-pitch walk, and Applebaum is aboard. Shortstop, Daniel Munoz. And now Daniel Munoz is up, as there are now runners at first and second base. Parkinson moves over to second. Applebaum's at first, and the first pitch to Munoz is a strike. And the pitch will be swung on and missed, and Hiller trying to get back to his form at throwing strikes after issuing a 4-pitch walk to Applebaum, who is now at first base. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, as Buckley will apply the tag to get Munoz out. The catcher, George Zamino. And now that'll bring up catcher George Zamino. As that will be low and away for ball number 1. And I am going to step aside from the mic real quick because I have one mystery player in my lineup, and I am going to go ask him what his name is, provided this inning continues. It's Wolf. As the inning will not continue, as it is grounded to first. Harrison bobbles it a bit, but recollects himself, and he'll get the third out. So we get runners at first and second on a hit and a walk, but no damage done, as Hiller manages to get 2 strikeouts and a ground out to put away the Bucks. And we head to the top of the 3rd inning here in this condensed game of Game 2 of a doubleheader. Stick around. You are watching this recording of Ventura County Buccaneer of the Golden Coast League Baseball here on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And we are back and ready to start the top of the third inning. Kai Harrison leads things off. Going back to work is Dion Sylvester as he delivers the first pitch ball to Kai. And now make the second pitch a ball. So quickly 2-0 is the count to Kai Harrison. And this one will be fouled back. As you can see, your camera shake. And the count is now 2-1. Kai Harrison, like Mike Harrison, had an RBI hit by pitch in that marathon 6-run first inning. As there's another foul ball that hits the netting, and that'll quickly even up the count now at 2-2. So 2-2 is your count. As Sylvester trying to give the Bucks their first scoreless inning in a condensed 7-inning game. Trying to check his swing on that was Kai. He ends up fouling it away anyways. So the count will remain 2-2. Probably glad that that went foul, as ready to play that was Jordan Applebaum to try and get the first out of the inning. And that pitch will be a little bit inside. Tried to get the breaking curveball there, did Sylvester, but it stayed a little bit inside, and Kai was not going to bite. And the payoff pitch is low below the knees, and Kai Harrison is aboard with a leadoff walk. The catcher, Nigel Buckley. So 1 on, nobody out. Catcher Nigel Buckley steps up to the plate, black jersey and blue helmet and all, as he's got Kai at first base. And he goes after the first pitch he sees. That will go into right field, where Maximo Garcia will make a nice sliding catch at the foul line. Too bad it was unable to be seen because the camera cut it off, but it was a nice sliding catch by Maximo. Right fielder, Grant Durari. What? Duari, okay. And now that'll bring up Grant Duari with 1 out and 1 on. And that will go back behind the plate. And off to second base on the wild pitch goes Harrison. Davari? Okay. So Grant Davari will be up to bat, as he is quickly ahead in the count 1-0.
The mic is hot. That's what it's saying.
And that's going to be into second base. Off to third goes Harrison. And Durari will be out, as that is a good play by shortstop Daniel Munoz. Okay, Reiner Gahart. No. Now batting, second baseman Rainer Gahagan. She's actually referring to Lou. Lou's mic is on, not us. Because she's listening to Lou live streaming the game. She's talking to Lou, not us. So now a runner at third and 2 outs. And now Rainer Gahagan will step up to the plate, as Kai Harrison is off to third with 2 outs. And Gahagan fouls away the first pitch he sees. He fouls away the second pitch he sees. And the count is quickly 0-2, as Sylvester trying to leave Harrison stranded there at third base. 0-2 is the count now. And that's going to be flied in. It's going to stay in the infield. Underneath that is Applebaum, and he's got it, and that's out number 3. And that is the first scoreless inning of the second base. And now we've reached the bottom of the third inning, and Alessandro Wolf will step up to the plate as he takes strike number 1 from James Hiller. And the 0-1 pitch, that will be right in there for strike 2. So Hiller is now ahead of the count to 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch to Wolf is in the dirt, and that will be ball 1. So Alessandro Wolf playing left field today, getting his first at-bat, followed by Maximo Garcia, and that pitch is high and away for ball number 2. So 2-2 is the count to number no number, Alessandro Wolf. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And not able to check his swing was Wolf. That'll be a strikeout. And that'll be K number 4 issued by Hiller.
2 outs?
Yes, 1 out. Right fielder, Maximo Garcia. And now we've reached the bottom of the lineup, and Maximo Garcia will be up to bat now, as the first pitch is a little bit high for ball number 1. And the 1-0 pitch is high for ball number 2. Yeah, as our scoreboard is off, not our scoreboard here, but on hot weather, our scoreboard cannot handle it, as the count is now 2-1. Our actual scoreboard here at LA Valley College cannot handle the heat, and it shuts off from being overheated. And I will make that announcement to the crowd as soon as I get an opportunity, as this will be grounded to Gahagan, and that will be quickly out number 2. And back to the top of the lineup we go, and Gabriel Gonzalez. Second baseman, Gabriel Gonzalez. So 2 away now, and that'll bring up Gabriel Gonzalez. And the first pitch to Gabe is in there for a strike number 1. And the 0-1 pitch is going to plunk Gabe on the back, and he's aboard courtesy of the hit by pitch. Designated hitter, Nomar Vasquez. So 1 on, 2 away, and Nomar Vasquez will step up to the plate. Vasquez struck out his first appearance as he started the game at pitcher, but he couldn't finish the first inning as he had 3 hit by pitches, and Coach Flores said he had seen enough and threw Sylvester on the mound. And the first pitch to him is in there for strike number 1. And he will reset. As there was another pickoff attempt that you could see on your screen. And the breaking ball is in there for strike number 2.
Says to announce every inning that
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
that the board won't come back until like 10 minutes.
And the 0-2 pitch will be flied into center field. Underneath that is the center fielder, R.J. Jenkins, and that is the end of the 3rd inning. So 1 hit by pitch doesn't result in any further damage, and down go the Bucks. It is still an 8-0 game. Keep it right here. You are watching the Ventura County Buccaneers of the Gold Coast League on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And welcome back, everybody. We have now reached the top of the 4th inning. Ryan Hand, the shortstop, steps up to the plate. Back on the mound is Sylvester, and he delivers strike 1 to Hand. Here is the next pitch. That will break into the dirt for ball number 1. So Ryan Hand had a leadoff triple to start things off in the 2nd inning. Seeing if he can emulate that same kind of success he had, which it looks like he'll be able to as he drives one into left field. He's motoring on to second base, and now he's got himself a leadoff double. And the 5th hit of the game for the Braves. 3rd baseman, Nick Atkins. And now that'll bring up Nick Atkins, who is a triple and a home run away from hitting for the cycle, as well as Han is. But that's not going to get him closer to the cycle, but he'll stay alive. As for second, I thought maybe Zamino might have had a play on that pop fly as you saw him running towards your camera. But it is a foul ball nevertheless, and we will try again. So 0-1 the count to Atkins, but he's going to drive this one into center field. Going back for it is Elsie, but it's going to go over his head, and that's going to bring home Han. Off his motoring his way to third base is Atkins, and back-to-back RBI triples for Nick Atkins. It is now a 9-0 lead for the Braves. Left fielder, Alec Castillo. So that's 9 runs on their 6 hits from the Braves. And Castillo goes after the first pitch he sees, but this time Elsie is going to be able to play it. But that's going to bring home Atkins, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly and make it a 10-0 lead for the Braves, as this game just keeps getting, as the Braves are just pouring it on and going to town against the Bucks. Extra hitter, Cameron Kim. So now it's a 10-0 lead for the Braves, and Kim goes after the first pitch he sees, but he fouls that one off. So 1 out, 2 runs have scored. This is just like a repeat of what we had seen in the second inning, where both Han and Atkins led things off with back-to-back extra base hits. And the 0-2 pitch will be inside for ball number 1. And that will be in the dirt for ball number 2. So 2-2 to Kim. Kim is officially 0 for 1 as he was hit by a pitch, and then what would have been a strikeout ended up being a wild pitch, and that allowed him to go to first base as he fouls the next pitch off down the third base line. So we will replay the count 2-2. 10-0 your score. Kim will foul this one off, so the count remains 2-2. Sylvester looking to get out of this inning as we are in the 4th of what is only going to be a 7-inning game. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be flied deep to left field. And that will be out of here, and a home run from Cameron Kim makes it an 11-0 lead for the Braves. And it is just all Braves right now, as through 4 innings they lead it 11-0. So Cameron Kim getting a hold of one with a wooden bat, and now that will bring up R.J. Jenkins. Center fielder, R.J. Jenkins. So following the Kim home run, Jenkins is now up to bat. And that first pitch is inside for ball number 1. As we don't have any action going on in the Buccaneer bullpen. And the pitch is swung on and missed as Jenkins was trying to emulate what Cameron Kim just did. As I could tell, he wanted to get a hold of one. I asked some of the players whether they prefer aluminum or wood bats, and they said that it is so much more satisfying when you get a hold of one with a wooden bat, as Cameron Kim is very satisfied to get a hold of one with his wooden bat as he drove one into left field. Nothing Alessandro Wolf could have done about that hit, as it went well over his head and over the fence. And now the count is 2-2. So same situation that Cameron Kim was in before he got his home run. Sylvester looking to get the second out and get R.J. Jenkins out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that breaking ball is well outside. Bounces into the chest protector of Zamino, and that will make the count full. 3-2-1 is across your board now, as there are 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. There's another strikeout for Sylvester, and there is out number 2.
So, Steven, what time
First baseman, Mike Harrison.
Because Ernesto says he's willing to come with us
And now Mike Harrison is up to bat,
45.
as that is now the technically fifth strikeout recorded by Dion Sylvester. First pitch to Harrison is a ball. So ball 1-0 is the count. And now make the count 2-0.
It says at 11.
And the 2-0 pitch as the lefty gets set. And there's a great curveball that finds its way into the strike zone.
It sounds like a miracle.
And 2-1 is your count.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
And now the count will be 3-1 to Mike, as Kai Harrison is on deck. And the 3-1 pitch will be flied into shallow center field. Going back is shortstop Daniel Munoz, and he's got it for out number 3. So 3 runs were put on the board in favor of the Braves, including a solo home run courtesy of Cameron Kim, and that will be an 11-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Keep it right here. You are watching GCCL Buccaneer Baseball on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And welcome back, everybody. We've reached the bottom of the 4th inning. The Braves lead it by a score of 11-0 on 7 hits. And going back to work is James Heller, and delivers a strike to Sean Elsey, even up the count at 1-1. As I did get word from the head coach of this Braves team, that this will be Heller's last inning. So his day will be done, as he's pitched a very solid game so far in this 4th inning. And there's a swing and a miss, but it gets away from the catcher, and that's going to be a first base strikeout for Sean Elsey. So he'll be at first base despite striking out, and there's no outs. Third baseman, Jarrett Segura. And now Jarrett Segura is at bat. And so Elsey is at first. Even though he struck out, that's twice now we've seen it in the game where a batter strikes out but still gets to first base. You do not see that very often in any league of baseball. And Heller still taking a look back to make sure Elsey stays at first base, as nothing more frustrating to a pitcher than getting a strikeout only to have him get to first base because the ball gets away from your catcher. As the first pitch to Segura is inside for ball number 1. So yeah, this will be Heller's last inning of work. And the pitch is in there for strike 1. So even up the count at 1-1. Jarrett Segura, 0 for 1, struck out in the 2nd inning. Trying to change his fates here in the 3rd, as he'll take ball 2, as that pitch is a little bit high. So technically Heller has 5 strikeouts, despite the fact that Elsey did not get called out. I believe that still goes down in the books as a strikeout. And the count is now 3-1 to Jarrett Segura, as he'll try to see if he can get aboard and maybe get a little rally going for this Bucs team, as there is going to be a balk issued right there. Good call from the second base umpire, or the field umpire, as there are only 2, as he ruled that Heller balked. And off to second base goes Elsey, and the count remains 3-1. Heller just getting an explanation as to why he called him on a balk, and continuing to talk things over with the umpire. And the umpire just explaining that you stuck your leg out when you dropped your shoulders. And so that's why I called balk. And here's the 3-1 pitch. And that's going to be between the gap of third and short. Off to third goes Elsey. And getting a single is Segura. Extra hitter, Sean Parkinson. And now the extra hitter, Sean Parkinson, will step up to the plate with a great opportunity to get the Bucs on the board, as there are no outs and runners at the corners. Sean Parkinson has himself, as that Segura single was just the 2nd hit of the afternoon for the Bucs. So Parkinson has the other one, as he singled in the 2nd. So only 2 hits thus far for the GCCL Bucs, and there's a swing and a miss at a high breaking ball. So now Parkinson quickly behind 0-2, as Heller is trying to get his first out of the inning. Goes through the signs with his catcher Buckley, and the 0-2 pitch is fouled away, and the count will remain 0-2, as it looks like we will have a new pitcher for the Buccaneers when we get to the top of the 5th inning. As soon as I see a number, I will relay that information here on this recording. And there goes Segura. He will make it to second base without a throw, as that'll be ball 1 to Parkinson. So now both runners are in scoring position with nobody out. 1 and 2 is your count. As Segura's at second, Elsie's at third, and that's going to be a grounder right to short. And gladly able to giving up the run will be Ryan Hand as he throws over to first, and Parkinson has himself an RBI ground out, and the Bucs are on the board. First baseman, Jordan Applebaum. And that's also going to do it. Looks like it's going to do it for Heller, as we got a new pitcher coming on to the mound. So Heller will check out of the game, pitching 4 1/3 innings. No, 3 1/3, I should say, which honestly surprises me that they're not letting him finish this inning, as he still has a 10-run lead in his favor. And we will step aside while we allow the new pitcher to warm up. And we are back. J.D. Webb is now on the mound, taking over for James Hiller. And the first batter he faced will be Jordan Applebaum, as Webb throws a sidearm pitch, but that is well inside for ball number 1. So Webb, interesting throwing motion, a right-handed sidearm thrower, and is able to throw a strike to Applebaum. So that'll put 1s across the board. J.D. Webb played second base in yesterday's matchup as he grounds 1 to second, and that'll be back-to-back RBI groundouts for the Bucs, as they now have 2 runs, and that'll clear the bases, and Daniel Munoz is up to bat now. Now batting, shortstop Daniel Munoz. And now Daniel Munoz is up to bat, and he takes strike 1. So the Braves get on the board in this inning with back-to-back RBI groundouts. And now Daniel Munoz is up to bat. And that's going to be into right field. And making the play on that is right fielder Grant Dervare. And that's going to end the 4th inning, but not before the Buccaneers get on the board as they trail it by a score of 11-2. And we'll be right back with the 5th inning here on this recording. And welcome back, everybody. We've reached the top of the 5th inning. We got a new pitcher on the mound. That is number 1, A.J. Naha. He will be first facing Kai Harrison, and the first pitch he delivers to him is a ball. So he comes on for Deion Sylvester, who pitched 3 2/3 innings, had a solid 5 strikeouts and 1 walk, but he allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, and all of them earned. And the first batter that Naha faces, he hits, and off to first base is Kai Harrison. And now that'll bring up Nigel Buckley. Catcher, Nigel Buckley. So, off to first goes Kai Harrison. And the first pitch to Buckley is outside for ball 1. As we normally don't see Naha pitch in yesterday's matchup, we saw him in yesterday's game, as there's a ball driven deep to left field, and that's going to be a home run for Buckley, and that'll now make it a 13-2 lead. So that's the second home run of the game hit by the Braves, and now Grant Davari is up. Right fielder, Grant Davari. So, following the Nigel Buckley 2-run blast, it'll be Grant Davari up to bat. And that one goes way outside for ball number 1. And there's a drive to second, ground ball to second base. Gonzalez has got it. And there's the first out of the 5th inning. And now Ryder Gahagan will be up. Or Rainer Gahagan. Second baseman, Rainer Gahagan. So now Rainer Gahagan steps up to the plate, has a couple of infield flyouts, so is 0 for 2 so far, and he takes strike number 1. And the pitch is a low, bounces over the head of catcher Zamino, and that will put 1s across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. So it is now a 13-2 Braves lead following the 2-run homer from catcher Nigel Buckley. And there's a foul ball, and quickly now makes the count 1-2, as Gahagan was seeing if he could emulate the same kind of success that Buckley had earlier this inning. And Naha sets, throws a sidearm pitch, and that bounces once again over the head of Zamino, and that will even up the count at 2-2. 2-2 is your count. And the pitch is going to be inside again, and that'll make the count full. And once again, not catching that is Zamino. Lucky for George, there is nobody on base, so he doesn't have to worry about the ball getting behind him. As there's going to be a mound visit, Jared Segura is going to talk things over with AJ. As AJ Naha usually is a catcher, had an RBI walk in yesterday's game, in which they beat these Braves 9-2. And there's a grounder to Segura. He throws across the diamond. That is out number 2, and that'll bring up shortstop Ryan Hann, who has a triple and a double today. Shortstop Ryan Hann. So back-to-back groundouts recorded by Naha, and he'll look to end the inning. Try to end Ryan Hann's hot streak. Ryan Hann has the hot hand today, you could say. And he delivers a strike. As Hann has both tripled and doubled, needs a home run and a single for the cycle. And the 0-1 pitch will be grounded softly where it can be played by Naha, and he'll tag him out before he gets to first base. So that will end the inning, but not before the Braves extend their lead to 11, courtesy of a 2-run bomb of Nigel Buckley. Keep it right here. You are watching the Ventura County Buccaneers of the Golden Coast League on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And welcome back, everybody. We are now at the bottom of the 5th inning. As back on the mound is J.D. Webb. He'll be delivering to George Zamino and is quickly ahead of him 2-0. And just a reminder, you can follow all of the Ventura County baseball clubs on social media, as there is a 3-pitch strikeout courtesy of J.D. Webb. I'll continue the social media plug as soon as I announce the next batter, which is Alessandro Wolf. Left fielder, Alessandro Wolf. So 1 out, and Alessandro Wolf is up to bat now, as he takes strike 1, 4 consecutive strikes thrown by Webb. So yeah, you can follow the Ventura County Pirates, the Pro-Am Buccaneers, and these GCCL Buccaneers on social media at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. V County Pirates is the tag. And you can also follow us on TikTok at V County Pirates Baseball. That's V County Pirates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and V County Pirates on V County Pirates Baseball on TikTok. The count is now 1-2 to Wolf, and he'll foul that one back, and the count remains 1-2. So 1-2 is the count as Webb sets, and that's going to be fouled back, and that'll keep the count even at 1-2. And that's gonna plunk Wolf on the backside, and he's aboard with a hit by pitch. What a shocker! Another hit batter in the Summer Woodback League. Right fielder, Maximo Garcia. And now Maximo Garcia steps up to the plate. And here's the pitch. And that will be inside for strike 1. So runner on first, as Wolf got there courtesy of taking one for the team. As if you want to play in the Summer Woodbat League, you're going to have to take one for the team quite a bit, as we've seen tons and tons of hit by pitches. And Maximo Garcia quickly behind in the count, 0-2. As Webb trying to get him out here in the bottom of this 5th inning. And that one's going to be fouled away. So Wolf will have to retreat back to first base. Not much is known on Alessandro Wolf, as this is the first time we've seen him in the few games that both Adam and I have been covering the Golden Coast Bucks. Braves trying to get their 4th win in league play of the season, as that pitch is just a little bit low, and that's going to be ball 1. So make the count 1-2. As Maximo Garcia looks to see what he can do with Alessandro Wolf at first. There goes Wolf to second, and Buckley's throw is not nearly in time. And Alessandro's got himself a nice stolen base, as that throw just did not have it from Buckley. His arms are probably still tired from swinging that 2-run blast that he hit deep to left center field. And there's one that's flied into right field. Underneath that is Davari tagging up his Wolf, but Davari misses it. And coming home to Score will be Wolf, as Davari did not make a play on that. And I'm going to rule that an E9 because I feel like Davari was all set and ready to make that play. So Maximo's aboard at first base after Davari did not make the play. And now Gabe Gonzalez is up. Second baseman, Gabriel Gonzalez. So it is now a 13-3 lead in favor of the Bucs. That will not be an earned run credited to Webb as Maximo only made it because Davari did not make the play. And that's going to be a strike to Gonzalez, as that will even up the count at 1-1. So still just 2 hits for the Buccaneers. And the pitch is fouled away, and that will now make the count 2-1. So that'll be the fourth consecutive batter that J.D. Webb has gotten 2 strikes on. But this Golden Coast Bucs team will not give up that easily. On deck is Nomar Vasquez, who, if the score stands, will be credited as the losing pitcher. And there's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout recorded by J.D. Webb. And Nomar Vasquez will step up to the plate now. Designated hitter, Nomar Vasquez. So 2 away. Nomar Vasquez up to bat, 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop out. And there will go Garcia, and he'll be safe with a stolen base. So off to second goes Maximo, and the count is 1-0 to Nomar. Or it could be 1-0. I didn't quite get that. There's a foul tip into the glove, and I think the ump indicated that that was strike 2, so the count is 0-2. As looking to get out of this inning is J.D. Webb, having given up the unearned run. And the pitch is gonna be into shallow center field, and coming home to score is Maximo Garcia, and that's gonna be an RBI single from Nomar Vasquez. It is now a 13-3. It is now a 13-4 lead favoring the Braves. Center fielder, Sean Elsey. Now Sean Elsey will step up to the plate. As that should also be another unearned run because Garcia would not have reached base. And the first pitch he sees is outside for ball number 1. So just the 3rd hit of the game for the Bucs. And the 1-0 pitch is inside. And that will now make the count 2-0. As the Bucs looking to maybe take a page out of the Pro-Am Bucs book and make huge comebacks. And there's another pitch that'll be inside for ball number 3. So quickly the count is 3-0. Vasquez is at first base. Braves lead it by a score of 13-3. And that'll be right down the middle for strike number 1. So 3-1 the count. And here's the pitch from the right-hander Webb. And that's going to be well inside for ball 4. And Elsie will say thank you very much for getting the free pass to first base. Third baseman, Jarrett Segura. So 2 away, 2 on, and Jarrett Segura now is stepping up to bat. As Webb sets and the right-hander delivers a first pitch strike that Segura had to admire. So 0-1 the count, 2 outs, 2 on. And here's the pitch. Will be fouled back, and that will be quickly strike number 2. Seven batters that J.D. Webb has faced in this inning so far, and 6 of them he has had 2 strikes on him. Looking to strike out the side, though. But he's not going to get Segura to chase the ladder on that high breaking ball. And the count is 2-1. And he froze him like a Swanson's TV dinner on that breaking ball. And JD will strike out the side, but not before the Buccaneers are able to put 2 more runs, and they now trail it by a score of 13-4. Stick around, you are watching this recording of the Buccaneers of the Golden Coast League on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And we will have the 6th inning for you right after this. Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. We get set to start a brand new inning. AJ Naha back on the mound as he's looking to get things going. He will face Nick Atkins. And just another reminder, you can follow the Golden Coast Buccaneers, the Pro-Am Buccaneers, and the Ventura County Pirates on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. V County Pirates is the tag. And TikTok, V County Pirates Baseball. Left fielder, AJ Castillo. And now AJ Castillo will be up to bat as Nick Atkins went after the first pitch he saw, grounded it between the gap between a third and short, and he's at first base with a leadoff single. And the breaking ball from Naha goes into the dirt for ball number 1. Braves lead it by a score of 13-4. However, the Bucks will get the series win as they won yesterday's game by a score of 9-2 and game 1 of this doubleheader by a score of 7-2. So the Braves just going out having some fun here in game 2 of this doubleheader and game 3 of this 3-game series. That pitch will be fouled away, and the count is now 2-1. Atkins at first base. Nobody out. We are in the 6th inning of a 7-inning ball game. And there's an off-speeder that finds the strike zone. That will make the count 2-2. I would have guesstimate that pitch was around 68, 67 miles an hour. Don't have a radar gun with me. But if I did, that's what I would guess that slow off-speeder was at. And that one should be fouled away. And did he make it? And he made it! Oh, wow. What a heck of a catch. That is Alessandro Wolf, as tagging up will be Atkins. But what a heck of a grab from Alessandro Wolf. I could not tell if he caught it. Unfortunately, the camera couldn't get that. But that is out number 1, as Alejandro Wolf was able to dive for it in foul territory. And that is not Alessandro Wolf. That looks to be number 27 who took his place. Extra hitter, Cameron Kim. So that was not Alessandro Wolf who made that catch. As soon as I get the information, I will relay that to you. As Castillo, or as Atkins, was able to tag up and get second base on the play. But just to describe how that was, it looked like it was just going to go foul, and number 27 chased it. There goes Atkins off to third base, and that is going to hit Kim, but Atkins will have to go back to second base, as Kim will take one and motor on to first base. Center fielder, R.J. Jenkins. So, Kim will now go to first. Atkins is at second. And now R.J. Jenkins will take ball 1. Okay, so number 27 is playing in the, that is Evan Saito, who took over for Alessandro Wolf in left field. So the ball, and that's going to be a balk also, so runners will advance 90 feet. So Atkins off to third, and Kim off to second. Anyways, so Saito playing left field. Got ball by Castillo, is hit sharply. Looks like it's going foul. Looked like it wasn't going to be catchable. So it looked like it wasn't going to be catchable, and it was just going to land in foul territory. And Saito makes the dive, and he grabs the ball for the out. And if we were able to get recording of that, that would be a play that would be perfect to send to any potential scouts out there. And if you're a scout watching this, you're just going to have to take my word that Evan Saito made a nice diving grab in foul territory in left field to catch the out. As there's a 4-pitch walk issued to Jenkins, and that'll load things up with 1 out. Now batting, number 24, Derek Garza. As we have a pinch hitter on the game, and that's going to go into foul territory in left field, but this time Saito unable to get there. As Derek Garza now checks into the game, pinch hitting for Mike Harrison. As he fouls off the first pitch he sees, and the count will be 0-1. And that one's going to go high for ball one. Ones are now across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here's the 1-1. And there's a good off-speed breaking ball right there. Clocking in at about somewhere around 65 to 68 miles an hour, I would speculate. And the count is now 1-2 to pinch hitter Derek Garza. As there's a pickoff attempt at third base, and it pays off as he gets Nick Atkins out at third. Atkins does not agree with the call one bit, but he will hesitate and go back to third and make some gestures. It looked like he made some gestures at the umpire, and I don't know what exactly he did, but he better watch himself, as that could warrant an ejection. So there are 2 outs now. Runners are at first and second, and the count is 1-2. And there's a foul ball, courtesy of Derek Garza. And is the umpire gonna eject Atkins? Let me get an official word real quick. And so the runner who was called out at third base did in fact get ejected. I'm speculating that that was Nick Atkins. The umpire said it was number 15, but I don't see a number 15 on this Braves roster. It looked like he made some kind of gesture. I don't want to jump to any kind of conclusion, but if he made a certain hand gesture to the ump, that will get you ejected on the spot. So now they're trying to figure everything out, as I think the issue with the Braves is they don't have enough subs now to take his position. And I'm going to step aside from the mic while they get everything sorted out, as looks like Naha is going to get a few practice pitches. And we are set to resume following the lengthy discussion between umpires and managers after Nick Atkins got thrown out for what I'm only going to speculate was an inappropriate hand gesture he gave the umpire who called him out. As there's going to be a base hit for Garza. Coming home is Kim. Jenkins will slide in at third, and that's going to be an RBI pinch hit single for Garza as he was down in the count 1-2, and that break proved to pay off for him as he has himself a nice pinch hit RBI single. Designated hitter, Kai Harrison. And now that'll bring up the DH in Kai Harrison. And the first pitch he sees is a ball, so the count will be 1-0. Runners at the corners. Jenkins at third, Garza at first, and 1-0 is the count. Make that 2-0. Kai Harrison is officially 0 for 0. He's reached base all 3 of his at-bats. Twice he's been hit, and the other time he walked. And both times he got hit by the pitch, he came around to score. So, having a good day at the plate. Reaching base, what you gotta do. Knows how to take one for the team as he's already been hit twice. 2-1 the count now as Naha gets set. 14-4 is your score. And that'll be in there for strike 2. As with 2 outs, AJ's looking to get out of this 6th inning. Get out of the top of the 6th inning. And get Harrison out. And that's going to bounce in and out of the glove of Zamino. And that will make the count full. So, Garza will be off and running with the full count and 2 outs. He may not even realize how many outs there are with the scoreboard being off. As he didn't. And that will be ball 4, and that will load him up. As Ozzy Osbourne would say, all aboard. Ha ha ha. Yeah. And now Nigel Buckley, who hit the 2-run homer, will be up to bat. Catcher, Nigel Buckley. So bases are loaded now. Nigel Buckley, who had a 2-run blast his last at-bat, maybe looking to get a Grammy, as he could potentially really blow this thing out of proportion. We know he has the power to hit a homer with a wooden bat, and the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and you could tell by that swing he really wanted to get a hold of that one. And here is the 1-1 pitch as Naha takes a look over at third. And that's going to be grounded right to short where it can be easily played but bobbled. And that's going to be an error, and that's going to allow 2 runs to score as Munoz bobbled that one. So that's not going to be an RBI for Buckley, but it does score 2 more runs for the Braves. They now lead it 16-4. Right fielder, Grant Davari. As now, I wonder, Coach Flores will come on, and I'm wondering if that's going to indicate the end of the day for Naha, as the Braves have just been having themselves quite a slugging fest. And, you know, what should have been the 3rd and final out to end the top of the 6th inning was a bobble by Munoz, and he throws it well out of the reach of his second baseman, Gabriel Gonzalez. And Buckley makes it over to second base on the E6. So 16-4 is your current score. And I think they're bringing in a position player to come pitch now, as I believe it is Gabriel Gonzalez. So while he warms up, we'll step aside, and we'll have the rest of the top of the 6th inning for you coming up. And now Gabriel Gonzalez will step up to pitch, as the final line on AJ Naha: 1 2/3, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits, 5 runs, but 3 were earned. As now Gonzalez is set to face Grant Davari, and he throws ball 1. And there's a swing and a miss at that fastball. Strike 1. Harrison is at third. Buckley is at second. And the 1-1 pitch is grounded sharply to first base, but foul. As the count will now be 1-2. And looking to end this inning is Gabe Gonzalez. And the 1-2 pitch, that's going to be backhanded by the second baseman, which is now AJ Naha, and he throws out, able to throw out Grant Davari, and that will end the inning, but not before the Braves add to their lead, put up a 3 spot, and they lead it by a score of 16-4. We'll have the bottom of the 6th inning coming up for you. You are watching the Ventura County Buccaneers of the Gold Coast League of this recording on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And we've reached the bottom of the 6th inning, and Sean Parkinson takes the plate. J.D. Webb back on the mound as he's looking to get through the 6th inning. And I'm not sure if they're going to possibly call a mercy rule as he hits Parkinson, and he'll motor on to first base. First baseman, Jordan Applebaum. And now Jordan Applebaum will step up to the plate as Parkinson takes one for the team. He takes strike number 1, and the count is 0-1. And that one's going to be high and away for ball 1. So 1-1 is your count. Parkinson at first base. And that one's going to be flied into the infield. Calling it is second baseman, who is, I'm speculating to still be Gahagan. And that will be out number 1. And that'll bring up Daniel Munoz. Shortstop, Daniel Munoz. So 1 away, Daniel Munoz now steps up to the plate. And that sidearm throw from Webb is right down Broadway for a strike. And the 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Not going to have any play at second, so he'll go to first base, but throws that in the dirt, and able to go to third is Parkinson. I'm going to rule that a single and then a throwing error. So that'll be the second error, and that's going to be the 4th hit of the game for the Bucks. Catcher, George Zamino. And now George Zamino will now be at the plate as Parkinson is off to third. Munoz gets an RBI single and then makes his way to second on the E6. First pitch to Zamino is a strike. So 0-1 is the count. And that'll be inside for ball number 1. And that's going to be grounded over the head of Webb. Second baseman's got it. And that will be out number 1. But it does bring home a run. And that is now a 16-5 lead for the Braves. Left fielder, Evan Saito. And now Evan Saito is getting his first at-bat of the afternoon. He takes ball 1. And then that's going to go right down the middle for strike number 1. 1-1 your count now. That will be a low and away for ball number 2. Evan Saito made that great diving catch, taking over for Alessandro Wolf in the 4th inning, I want to say. Correction, he made that diving catch in the 4th inning, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Saito, or correction, that's going to be a hit by pitch, and he'll take his base. Right fielder, Maximo Garcia. And that first pitch to Maximo will be a strike. So runners are at the corners. Both Parkinson and Saito reach by getting correction. Parkinson came to score. Munoz reached on the error And that one's flied into deep left field, but unable to play that as the left fielder. And coming home will be Munoz. Saito will also come home. And that's going to be an RBI triple for Maximo Garcia. So 3 runs have been scored by the Bucs in this inning. They now trail it by a score of 16-7, as they're not going away quietly. They're putting some runs up on the board themselves. Second baseman, Gabriel Gonzalez. So that'll be an RBI triple for Maximo. Cleared the bases. And that's going to be another hit by pitch. And Gabriel Gonzalez will go to first. So the Buccaneers still down by 9 runs. Number 12, Nomar Vasquez. So runners are now at the corner. And that will be in there for strike 1. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 for 3 is Nomar, but he does have himself an RBI single back in the 5th. And he grounds one, and he's got himself another RBI single, as coming home to score is Garcia. It is now a 16-8 lead, as they have cut, as the Bucs are not going away. They have cut this Brave lead in half. They trail now 16-8. Number 4, Sean Elsey. Sean Elsey now steps up to the plate as he takes strike 1. And that will now be strike 2 as he fouls that one back. That pitch is low for ball 1, so 1-2 the count. There are 2 outs, and like I said, these Bucs are not going away quietly. And that pitch will be inside, nearly hit Elsey, as he was this close, as that pitch was this close to loading them up. Gonna be running out of pen ink by the end of the day, as I have had to do so much writing in my scorebook. The Braves have given up 4 runs so far in this top of the 6th, but there's a swing and a miss, and that will end the 6th inning, but not before the Golden Coast Buccaneers put up a 4 spot, and they cut the Brave lead in half. They now trail it by a score of 16-8. We head to the 7th and final inning of this Game 2 of a doubleheader, and you are watching this recording of Golden Coast Buccaneer Baseball here on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And we've reached the top of the 7th and final inning. On the mound now will be number 11, Daniel Munoz. And he will be facing Rainer Gahagen, who fouls off the first pitch he sees. And the count is 0-1. And Gahagen will ground this to third. And making the play on the move is shortstop, which is Daniel Munoz again for out number 1. Ryan Hand. And now Ryan Han is up to bat, as I only can speculate that there have been numerous position changes, and that's why I haven't been able to publicly address the position everybody plays. And some of these players don't even have any numbers for me to reference. Ryan Hand started the game at shortstop, could still be playing shortstop, but I have no way of knowing that at this very moment. As Munoz is on the mound now and delivers a ball to Han. 1-1 your count. Ones are across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And now he delivers a strike to Han, and the count is 1-2. So Daniel Munoz, the 5th pitcher that has been used by this GCCL Bucks team. And that is going to be right down the middle, froze him like a popsicle. I'm sure we could all be using popsicles on a day like today. And that will be out number 2. And this is going to be a new batter up to bat, which, taking the place of Atkins, I'm going to go ask and see who it is. That's going to be out number 3 because they didn't have a sub, right? Okay. And that's going to be out number 3, as a matter of fact, because Nick Atkins was ejected and they did not have a replacement. So it will be, that will end the top of the 7th inning with the Buccaneers trailing by 8. But they're showing some resiliency as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Only time can tell you what the changes will bring. You are watching this recording of Golden Coast Buccaneer Baseball on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. And welcome back, everybody, to LA Valley College. We have reached the bottom of the 7th inning. Jarrett Segura steps up to the plate. He is going to be facing R.J. Jenkins coming on to pitch for the first time, the third pitcher that the Braves have used, as he looks to close this game off with his Braves leading by a score of 16-8. And that one's going to be a little bit outside. That'll make the count 3-1. Jarrett Segura is 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, but he does have an RBI. He does have a single, and he came around to score when he got that single. And the pitch is fouled away, and quickly we have a full count. And here's the pitch. And that's going to freeze him like a man in North Dakota on a January day. And that is out number 1. And that's going to be a strikeout in favor of R.J. Jenkins. Number 28, Sean Parkinson. And now that'll bring up Sean Parkinson, who came in to catch for Daniel Munoz in the last inning. And the first pitch he sees is high for ball number 1. Parkinson was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning and came around to score as a result of it. And there's something you don't see every day, as R.J. Jenkins isn't feeling too well. And yeah, he has to step off the mound. So that will be interesting to see what the ruling is, as somebody's going to come onto the mound. And if there's a number, I could tell you who it is. It's going to be a no number, so I cannot tell you who it is, but I will go get that information for you as quickly as I can. And so after that little confusion right there, as R.J. Jenkins had to take himself off the mound, Cameron Kim will come on to pitch. The count is 1-0 to Sean Parkinson with 1 out. (16-8) your score. As Cameron Kim will look to end it. So we'll reset. Just want to give one more reminder that you can follow all of the Ventura County teams, the Pirates, the Pro-Am Bucks, the GCCL Bucks, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at V County Pirates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and V County Pirates Baseball on TikTok. 1-1 now the count to Parkinson, as Cameron Kim will be facing him. And there's a good sliding play by the shortstop, but that's going to be an infield single for Parkinson. Number 26, Jordan Applebaum. So Parkinson has himself a nice single. That's the 7th hit of the afternoon for the Bucks. And now let's see what Jordan Applebaum can do against Cameron Kim, as he'll take ball 1. One and 0 is your count, and the pitch will be right down easy street for a strike. And once again, we got ones across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the 1-1 pitch is fouled away. Make that 1 and 2. As Cameron Kim is looking to get out number 20. As with this being a 7-inning game, you only need 27 outs, or you only need 21 outs and not the traditional 27 like you would in a normal 9-inning game. And the 1-2 pitch is low and outside for ball number 2. And the 2-2 will be fouled away. As you can see, that hits off the netting. You can see our camera shake a bit. We do the best we can with the equipment we got. So being able to see the heart of the infield is what matters most. And the 2-2 pitch, runner goes, and he will make that without a throw. That's going to also make the count full as Parkinson motors on to second base. And we got ourselves a full count. Kim with the payoff pitch is grounded sharply to third, but foul. Good diving play at third base, who does not have a number on his jersey, as several of these Braves players do not have numbers on their jerseys. So I can't quite tell you who made that diving play. Payoff pitch underway is fouled once again. So Applebaum is not going away easy. Not going to make it at all easy on Cameron Kim. One thing about Cameron Kim, we know he can hit the ball. He had himself a solo homer in the 4th. Now he's trying to show everyone that he can pitch just as good as he can hit. But he misses with that breaking ball, and now that'll put Applebaum on first base, and Daniel Munoz will step up to the plate. Number 11, Daniel Munoz. So 1 away, runners are at first and second. Daniel Munoz steps up to the plate, and he takes a strike. Parkinson got himself a single. Applebaum got himself the free pass. And the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. And you know what that means. Ones are across the board once again. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the 1-1 pitch is grounded to third. He'll step on the base, throw across the diamond for a 5-3 double play. And that is your ball game. My final thoughts once I make the announcement to everyone in the stands. And that is the ball game. The final score, the PFA Braves 16 and the GCCL Buccaneers 8. Final totals, the Braves have 10 hits and 2 errors. The Buccaneers have 7 hits and 2 errors. We thank you for attending this game and this doubleheader. We hope you have a safe drive back to wherever you're going, and we look forward to seeing you the next time, and thank you for visiting Los Angeles Valley College. All right, had to fulfill my other duties, but my final thoughts on this game, it was definitely a high-scoring, high-hitting affair, as the Braves, it's not been a very good season for either team so far, so they just wanted to go out and have a little fun on the play at the ball grounds, and they win it by a score of 16-8. If my partner Adam Glick were here, I would be getting his thoughts very much, but the Braves win it by a score of 16-8. My name is David Amico. We thank you for watching this recording of Golden Coast Collegiate League Baseball Buccaneers on the official YouTube channel of the Ventura County Pirates. I'm David Amico saying wherever you're listening from, so long, and we'll see you next time.